Hey, what's up, y'all? Silent Alonzo here. So, today I set out to research what the Methuselah Foundation is about and if there's any connection with Elon Musk. And I guarantee you by the end of this video, you're going to be very, very informed and very surprised. This isn't going to be like the regular videos that I do that's just an update. So, I'm asking you to stick with me until the end so you can get all of these little tidbits and you can form your own opinion. I do want to say that we are doing a giveaway. When we get to 1,500 subscribers, I will be going through the comments and picking out a random winner for a Dogelon Mars t-shirt. As long as Amazon will ship it to you, I'll ship it to you, okay? So, the Methuselah Foundation is important to all of us in the Elon community because they own 43% of all of the Elon coins in existence. So, those coins were donated to them by Vitalik Buterin, right? The CEO of Ethereum. But they are also important to us as a species because the type of science that they're dealing with is one that would increase the lifespan of humans and have anti-aging science and vascular tissue science. Um, all of this is under their roof. They also do deep space food. They're involved in a lot of things, and they do give grants for a lot of I guess you can say science that really is at the first level of development. So the way they described it is that they find holes holes, right, that exist in the science to get us to Mars to increase lifespan, and they go and research in those holes which are actually doing cutting edge science, and they give them grants to start working on some science that really hasn't flourished yet. So they like to start fires and they like to assist in these technologies flourishing. So very interesting that they chose the Methuselah name because in the Bible there is a person named Methuselah that lived to be 969 years old. So the belief is that if biblically a person can live that long, then it's something that David Global believes that God is okay with. And David Global is one of the founders of the Methusela Foundation. So another interesting tidbit is that they have, I think, what it's called the Mouse Award, the Methuselah Mouse Award, M Award, or something like that. And they were actually able to increase the lifespan of experimental mice. And they didn't only live longer, they actually became more youthful. They actually were able to run longer, and I guess they were able to measure that they were behaving more youthful. So that's great news, and it's also significant to say that they were able to duplicate these results. So we're going to get into that, and I've got some articles that I'm going to piece together for you guys. Not only is the science and research behind this real, there are also numerous wealthy people that have either donated or engaged with the Methuselah Foundation. And to set it to set the tone to this, I mean, we have to recall that they do own 43% of all Elon coin. So they have publicly announced that they will be hodling for an entire year at least, and that as things develop, they will be funding some of their research and giving some of these anonymous grants with the proceeds. But they are very, very much interested in the community and don't want to hurt the community at all. So they will be holding for an entire year. And as time progresses, they do want to use it to fund, um, their research. And they were asked, well, why don't they just burn the coins? Well, legally they can't. So they are holding, which is a good thing, and they don't have any plans to dump, but they will be funding some of the research that we've been talking about. So that sets me at ease as an investor. Also, they did say that they'd be working side by side with the token, because they're not the creators of the token, but they'd be working side by side with Elon Coin or Dogelon Mars, to add utility to it, and that they'd be writing some type of white paper, right, as a friend to the coin. But I ran across something called the amicus paper, and it seemed very cryptic, like I couldn't get into it. So if anybody else was able to find anything on this amicus paper, I think it was called amicus token paper. That's exactly what it was called. So if you find anything about this amicus token paper, share that with me, because I spent a decent amount of time trying to work my way into it, and I was unable to. So maybe that's where we're gonna find some of the utility plans that they have for the token. So I will say that it is interesting that they're hodling. All right. So if they're willing to hodl because they know that this is going to increase in value or be more valuable in the future, right? This is all speculation, right? So no financial advice, not from them or from me. We're just discussing. But since somebody's willing to hodl that much and don't want to dump, it has to be because they see value in it, right? So that makes me feel that much more comfortable hodling the amount that I have. I mean, I don't own 43%, right? None of us do. They do. And they're willing to hodl it because they can see it funding some of their projects in the future. So, um, by their own, decision making process, now's not the time to sell. Now's the time to buy and hodl, right? Because in the future, we should see things move upward, right? And they would be a better time to sell in the future. So I feel confident that with them doing that. So it makes me feel more confident in us hodling. So that's cool. All right. So now let's see if we can make a connection between the Methuselah Foundation, Dogelon Mars, and Elon Musk. You're going to have to bear with me because I'm going to take you down the rabbit hole, and I'm going to make a connection between a lot of people, and eventually we're going to arrive at a conclusion where we can all make a decision as to what the future holds. So first, we have to take note that Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal, gave $100,000 to Vitalik Buterin. All right, so you see this article by CoinDesk, right? Then you can see that Peter Thiel also donated $3.5 million to the Methuselah Foundation. Then we all know that Dogelon Mars sent the coins to Vitalik Buterin, right? Well, Vitalik sent it to the Methuselah Foundation, which is engaged in expanding the healthy human lifespan. And, they vowed to be stewards of those coins. The Methuselah Foundation also vowed to be a friend to the Elon community, and it seems that they've written the amicus token paper. So that's something that we need to look into. And here we see that Peter Thiel and Elon Musk are co-founders of PayPal, and that they have some type of love-hate relationship, right? Peter Thiel is quoted saying that death is a problem that can be solved. And one of the scientists that he's funding is Aubrey de Grey, amongst a few others. And then if you take a look here, you see that one of the founders of the Methuselah Foundation is Aubrey de Grey. Here you could see them awarding money for a record that was broke on the oldest mouse ever. Now let's listen to David Global, one of the founders of the Methusela Foundation, and what he has to say about anti-aging products that currently exist.
Sure, there are drugs that are available and supplements that are available that have shown some powerful, useful activity in the area of restoring elements of youth. They probably are not appropriate until you're 40 years old or older. And further, if one gets involved in this space, it should be under the care of a physician and not done, out of school. The difficulty now is finding a physician that would be willing to entertain this, but they will appear more and more because these things actually work. The key question, though, is since we are each different from one another, which of this cocktail of possibilities will work for you individually? And that's a field of discovery, uncovering that is yet to be done. So there are many who have been following the foundation and Sen's Foundation and others who are doing self-experimentation, and some have found very good results.
And guess who we see? We see Elon Musk's mother over here pushing anti-aging products, right? You see that? You see that? It's going to get better. It's going to get better. Now check this out. You've got Peter Thiel and Jeff Bezos on a quest for immortality. You even see Jeff Bezos getting involved in the anti-aging craze here. And then you see Elon talking mess to him at the bottom. Listen to what David Global has to say about their connection to SpaceX and other partners. I think it's very interesting that the anonymity is there. Check this out.
Hi, can you hear me? Yes. Okay, perfect. So this isn't my question. This is a question from somebody else who was a little bit shy and didn't want to talk. So I'm just going to relay their question. So regarding space and longevity, what's Methusela's role in Mars colonization? Does it have one? And are you involved with SpaceX on this matter?
If you can't eat, you can't be a colonist. The point of the Deep Space Food Challenge and the Vascular Tissue Challenges are to make sustainable settlements possible. And if you take a look at the competition rules and rationale, you'll see that it's very explicit that that's what the challenge is about. As far as who are the participants, we are unable to say. So I am sorry. I wish I could.
No, that's fine. I understand why everyone has to stay anonymous. I'd want to be anonymous.
Yes, however, winners for phase 1 will be announced later this year towards the...
And now for the banger. Y'all ready for the banger? This is it right here. This is, to me, this is the smoking gun. Now listen to this story recounted by David Global himself in his own words, and you tell me what you think.
I think I would add to this, in the Telegram, people are wondering whether or not Elon Musk is involved. So a couple of questions pertaining to SpaceX. Maybe just a way of asking whether or not he is involved. So Dave, is Elon Musk involved?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
I do have one little anecdote that I'd like to share that is not material, but almost a decade ago, I guess, Aubrey and I had drinks with Elon, and we discussed the possibility of getting his support on longevity. And he leaned over his drink thoughtfully, and he shook his head and he said, "No, no, I'm going to Mars. I'm going to Mars." So that was that, but that was then. It seems like destiny is bringing us together. It seems like destiny is bringing us together because his colonists will not be able to eat or stay alive without our help. So we can just be patient. We can just be patient.
It seems like destiny is bringing us together. So all we can do is be patient. Hodl, hodl, fatten up them bags because we are going to Mars. So like, subscribe, and even fact check me. Leave some comments there. Let me know what you think of this information. Did you already know it? Did I uncover it? Did we uncover it together? I do want to point out that I got the video of David Global speaking from the Dogelon Warriors YouTube, so go ahead and also subscribe to them. I look forward to seeing where this goes, and if you like these updates, please set the alert. That way you don't miss a thing, because I'm on it. I'm on it.
I'm going to Mars. It seems like destiny is bringing us together. We can just be patient.